Hey guys, Coach Brandon Krause here. Got a good one for you today. Some of you were asking some questions in the comments, and then I thought also in honor of Tyson Fury getting this big knockout last week.
Life at this point. Honestly, Ray, how much more can he?
And I want to go over the hook with the rear hand, all right? In my case, that's going to be the right hook, but Southpaws are also very proficient with that hook from the rear hand, kind of like you saw Alexander Usyk just a little bit ago winning his version of the heavyweight championship. And let's not forget about the Southpaw Manny Pacquiao putting Ricky Hatton to sleep with that rear-handed hook.
It's always a little better than I thought.
Oh, down again.
So stay tuned. So for me, the right hook, the hook with your rear hand, I think it's easily the most underused punch out there. You just don't have too many opportunities to throw the shot. The reason being, its path, imagine somebody was standing right here in front of me. Its path of all the shots I could possibly throw is going to take the absolute longest amount of time to reach there, giving my opponent the most time to see it coming, defend, or worse yet, counter it on its way out, right? So you have to be particular when you use this shot. You got to be smart and strategic when you use this shot. Some of the faster guys like Floyd Mayweather's darn good at this. He would throw a lot of very fast, straight right hands, getting his opponent to start drawing their arm in, and then he would, also using the speed, would come around the side of that glove as their opponent dug in to defend. I mean, I'm sure everybody's seen that clip of him doing that to Miguel Cotto, all right? Tyson Fury, on the other hand, he had a chance to unload the left hook and then come with the right hook versus that championship fight that he was in with Wilder, putting him out, right? And let's remember when Lennox Lewis did that to Hasim Rahman in the rematch also. In that case, they got their opponent to look to one side if they came hard to the other side to end the job, right? So the dynamics of that right hook, check it out. It's going to be powered the way all of your right-hand punches are powered. You're going to take that initial step in, you're going to start getting some rotation of the hips, and then here's where it's going to be a little different than the other shots. While the straight shot obviously goes straight, and the uppercut comes from underneath, this shot's going to come around the side. A good barometer, a good thing to focus on when you're practicing at home is that once you initiate this shot, your knuckles should point at what you're striking 100% of the time. So let me show you something acceptable. Let's imagine I was hitting you guys at home, and that knuckles, once I start throwing, the knuckles are pointed, the knuckles are pointed, the knuckles are pointed, I land. What you don't want to end up happening is you don't want those knuckles to end up flaring out here. So now you see the tip of my knuckles is pointing away. And you can also see this giant gap that I'm leaving open. The cool thing about focusing on this is, regardless of what distance you are from your opponent, if I was very close, that same rule is going to remain true. If I keep the knuckles pointed, I'm going to take the most optimal path to get there. Likewise, I take a step back, longer distance, but still, same thought process of keeping my knuckles pointed at what I want to hit. That helps ensure that I'm taking the most economic path there, all right? All right, so this is also a very effective shot to attack the body with, all right? You're going to find that you probably can get this shot off more than the left hook to the body, but unfortunately you won't have the same dramatic effects because there's not the liver on that side. Nonetheless, you can do this versatily. It can be like a long range coming off that jab, putting yourself in position. Keeping that rule in mind, keeping your knuckles pointed at where you want to strike, start throwing the shot, and have a good body shot off the jab, all right? In real time, well, not so real, I'm an old man, but... Likewise, you can be very, very close to your opponent. Same rule. Keep your knuckles pointed at what you want to strike. Use your hip. Now you're not going to have any motion at the joint of the shoulder. Everything is going to have to be the rotation of that back foot and the rotation of your hip. Also, you may find very effective to, instead of putting your fist in this position, bring it to this position, and it fits a little bit more underneath the elbow. Coming in. And then, of course, from here, you can set up a number of shots. If you're pretty sure the shot's going to land, you might as well throw two. And you can be like that Mike Tyson uppercut. Here, or maybe come in left hook here. So it's another very good setup shot. All right, so just a little review. We went over that right hook, that hook from the rear hand, very versatile shot. From the long distance, come here. Of course, from here, and you just start throwing the hook at him, he's going to be able to easily defend his hook. Just, all he has to do is really do what he's supposed to do and keep his hands up. He's not going to get that shot off. But like we went over, if I start throwing the shot straight and he starts blocking the straight shot, that way I'm able to start coming around that guard as he starts to commit to that defense from the straight shot. Also, we went over that as a body shot, coming in off that jab, and keeping our rule in mind of always having our knuckles point at one on strike. Bang, getting underneath there, maybe a little closer, this position here, or even putting this 90 degrees the other direction, coming underneath that elbow, setting up all the good stuff you can. Anyways, practice that punch, like and subscribe.